Hello. Hey, welcome back. Today niko hapa Arvis. Arvis is a college, a field. A beautiful field. I found myself here today. I came along someone who is chasing their dreams in this college. And it's a nice place, and I looked at her and I felt like, yeah, this is now what it's called, chasing dreams. If you look at her and the zeal and the effort, kwanza ile unaangalia matamanio ya kuchezea dream yake. Nice. And then when I looked at this school, I remembered something. And I think let me share with you about, hope and not letting go of your hope, and maybe chasing your dream and not giving up. So after class 8, you remember KCPE, class 8, as much as I was not the sharpest knife in the cupboard, I used to be an average student, top 10, top 5. I did my KCPE and it wasn't bad. I passed nicely, and seeing the results I was excited. And now it was time to wait for those letters. You get letters from the school that has chosen you to learn in the institution, according to what you scored, according to your marks. So if you are top there, it was out of 700 people who scored 500 and top. They were going to national schools and provincial schools thereabout, and followed by provincial schools, then district schools, evo. So when I went to pick my letter, the anxiety, and I opened and I saw, I had been called to a provincial school. And it was a nice feeling, A provincial school was a dream that everyone of my caliber, an average student, would want to. And from the school I came from, it was good to be called in a provincial school. So I was excited, and I ran straight back home to show my dad and mom my letter. And my mom was very, very excited and happy, and my dad also was very excited, and he was like, yeah, this is very, very good. I am proud of you. You did very well, and this is actually a very good school. But now he had news for me. He told me, your sister is still in high school, your brothers are still behind you, and those days primary school used to pay school fees, by the way. Akarambia, now I can't afford to pay for your school fees together with your sister's school fees. So I have actually spoken to a lady at the market, a tailor, and she's ready to take you in for a course for about 3 to 4 months, depending on your speed, and you'll become a tailor. Yeah. You can imagine, okay, tailoring is a very good skill, a very good one actually, but that time I didn't know about a tailor beyond kuweka viraka. I didn't know a tailor beyond that and putting some stitches. I didn't know about fashion design and anything else. I knew that kind of tailoring at the market. That's what I knew. And even that, it was not my thing, I had not seen myself becoming a tailor. Actually, when I ended up in high school, I did home science for 1 or 2 years, and practicals za cherehani, I could not actually work with my hands and legs at the same time. So clearly, enyewe kuna vile tailoring haingeingia. It was not my thing. And here I am, and my dad is telling me, I can't afford it. It's a genuine reason. My mom was not working. My dad used to be a civil servant. Okay, in real words, babangu alikuwa mtu wa kanjo. So, local council. So, kulikuwa na problem ya salary payment. And I used to hear about salaries arrears, and learn later that salary arrears ni wakati hamlipwi at the end of the month the way you're supposed to. I don't know where money used to go. I don't know currently what happens in this in kanjo places, but that time, that's what used to happen. They were not salaries were not coming in consistently the way they should, and you know it was bad, and we are 5 of us in our family. It used to reach a point, even basic needs like food, mafuta ya taa ya kusoma usiku, you know, kale kata tulikuwa tunatumia kama mafuta ya taa ya 10 bob, you know, si ile taa ya kioo ile taa unazima, that one could not afford. So it was not easy. So, and here we are talking about high school for 2 children, my sister and I. That time my sister was in Form 4, you know, already that far, we cannot afford dropping out. So the sacrificial lamb, of course, was going to be me. So looking at the situation, yeah, it is genuine, but I was heartbroken. So my mom also was not very educated, and I think inside her she really wanted to be educated. She really wanted to go to school, and unfortunately, because she didn't go to school, I think she wanted to realize her dreams through us, through her kids going to school. So she was with me all through. She was like, no, hii shule lazima hata mimi watoto wangu waende secondary, lazima watoto wangu waende high school. So she was with me, and my dad is like, I can't afford. So in that house, nikwambia tu kweli hakukuwa na amani for some time because of that. But eventually, the way God works, I ended up going to school. My mother did ABCD, and she found a few coins ile ya kuingia tu shule na kupata uniform ya kuingia shule. Nikaingia form 1, and that was the last time school fees ile ilikuwa hiyo shule. Hii ya kuingia sijui it was 6,000. That was the first installment and the last. So form 1 first term, second term, third term, hakuna school fees zingine nilipiwa. Tukitumwa nyumbani school fees, I learned an art of dodging, ile mchezo wa paka na panya. Kifukuzwa hivi unaenda hivi unarudi class, kifukuzwa hivi unaenda unarudi class for so long. Form 1 ikaisha, form 2 the same thing. So come form 2 that term, and my school fees arrears had accumulated to an amount now, of course it's conspicuous. And I remember I was sitting for English paper 1, end of year exam, form 2, and I saw the finance, the madam finance was in charge of finance with the book that she used to, you know, call us the people who are notorious because of course every time watu wanatumwa nyumbani school fees, I was at the top of the list. Stella, Mbura, simama. It reached a point akiingia tu hivi unasikia wanafunzi wenzangu wanaanza Stella, Mbura. It was embarrassing, it was hurting, but of course mimi tu ndio nilikuwa wa kwanza. So here she comes, nikamwona akitoka huko juu, ile block ya huko juu, nikajua the beginning of the end. And sure enough, it was the beginning of a long story. She actually came, and as usual, I was at the top of the list. Tukasimama. Remember, when you're doing exams, you don't sit with your bag. So tuliambiwa simama, and I stood. Put your paper down, your pen down, stand up, out. And that's what I did. Out. Where am I going? Home. Like, I've left other people doing exams, writing exams. Now, what kind of life is this? I was sad. I cried a lot that day. And my mom, I don't know whether she cried because I didn't see her cry, but I can remember the look, how she looked. And she told me, you know, I can't help you, just go find your dad. And because my dad used to work kwa kanjo venye nilikwambia, alikuwa anafagia, you know, cleaning the town. They would fagia a section, wanaeka hiyo takataka pamoja, wanachoma takataka along the road, hizo streets zote. So nilikuwa naenda nikimtafuta hizo vichochoro, nilikuwa nazijua huko soko nyuma nini hizo mitaro za huko wakichimba. So niliteremka nikitafuta my dad. I was looking for all those vichochoro. I could not see him. So I ended up in his office, and I found a secretary to that office. Nikamwambia, excuse me, my name is Stella, I'm looking for my dad. I didn't remember that I have to introduce who my dad is. I assumed if I say my dad, everyone would know who my dad is. Akanuza, young girl, who's your dad? Oh yeah, my dad is so and so. Okay, fine. Your dad is in, but he's having a meeting with others. So kindly wait out there until the meeting ends. You'll see your dad. And I was like, you don't know. You do not know why I'm looking for him. I'm back in my mind. I'm imagining the paper. Time inaisha. I can't stand here. If I could get that school fees and run back to school and do that English paper one. So there's no time to wait outside there for a meeting at iishe. So hatukuelewana hapo. And she told me, you have to wait. I looked at her. I looked around and I saw another door inaenda hivyo ndani. Nikafikiria, could this be the office where the meeting is? And I said, why not try? So I walked past her. Akanza, young girl, where are you going? I didn't answer. I just went, opened the door, swung the door open, and yeah, actually, that's the first time actually I saw a formal meeting. That's the first time I saw a formal boardroom. There was a big table, and people are seated around the table, and there was one gentleman at the center, in the front center. He must have been the chairman or the boss, and he looked at me blankly like. So he said, young girl, how are you? I said, fine. What do you want? I said, I want my dad. Who's your dad here? I said, him. Okay, just wait out there. Your dad will follow you. And actually I walked out, and my dad actually came. Kamwambia, dad, I'm here. I was still in my uniform. Nimefukuzwa shule. Sina watu wanafanya exam. Akaniambia, you see, kwa hiyo meeting tulikuwa tunaambiwa bado mshahara haijaingia. And we are hoping in the next 2 months tutapata mshahara plus the arrears zenye hawajalipwa. And I'm thinking, the next 2 months paper inaendelea. Akaniambia, unfortunately there's no I can't help. We just go home. It was tough in my heart. It was not easy. It was not funny. I walked back home. I removed my sweater, my uniform sweater. I had started giving up on looking like a student. So why even put on this blue sweater? I removed it. And I went back home, straight to bed, and I cried and I cried. I didn't know it was a beginning of a very long period of crying, because from that time, from that end of year, form 2, I didn't go back to school for another full year, 3 terms. I didn't go back to school. Now, I want you to imagine and ask yourself, a 15-year-old, for 1 year, what was I doing at home? I want you to imagine, how did I look for that 1 year? Do you think I used to walk freely in the town, in the center? Ushago, ukienda shule ya Ushago, your classmates ni ule neighbor wa pale chini, ule neighbor wa pale juu, ule mwingine wa hapa. Those are your classmates. Now I'm home. And it was not easy. But let me tell you one thing. Hope is one thing you cannot afford to lose. When you know what you want, and when you have that faith that this is what you want and it will happen, for sure it will happen. The Swahili saying ati palipo na nia pana njia. Trust me, it's true. My nia was lazima niende shule whatsoever. Mi siolewi, lazima nisome. Na palipo na nia na pana njia, hiyo njia ilipatikana finally. Nitakwambia next time mahali hiyo njia ilitoka, because eventually see ati my dad's employer alichange, alikuwa tu the same person, na zile promises zenye alikuwa ameshindwa kufulfill tangu tukiwa wadogo, nothing changed, ilikuwa tu hivyo hivyo. Kwa hivyo hii njia lazima ilitoka mahali pengine tofauti sana. Lakini I want to encourage you that the most important thing in your situation, whatever situation is, hope. Endelea kukuwa na hiyo hope, do not give up. Endelea kujiona ukiwa ile situation that you are longing to. Endelea kujiona kwa ile situation that unaiombea. Endelea kufikiria the way to the solution ya ile situation uko nayo. Usiifika place ukasema this can't happen, kwani ninangojea Mungu ashuke. Anashukanga in a miraculous way. Next time part 2 nitakuelezea where hiyo njia ilitoka, but nakuacha na hii final word: do not give up. Don't give up, never give up whatsoever. Endelea kusubscribe. Until next time, bye.